Welcome back, guys, to another episode of Dragon Ball Z Budokai HD. Last time we steamrolled our way through the Frieza saga, had a couple questions, and now we're on to the Android saga. Oh, alright, cool, I guess we're just gonna wrap that up. So, yeah, Trunks kills Mecha Frieza and King Cold. I don't know why they didn't elaborate more on all this. Sometimes you gotta remember, though, that the Budokai game is based mostly around Goku's side of the story, so they don't really care too much about what Trunks is up to.
Dr.Gero. And in 1 year, you, Goku, will die from a heart virus.
Ominous.
But I can help you.
As hard as it is to believe, this young boy named Trunks is the son of Bulma and Vegeta, and he has traveled back in time.
Why did they put him in a pink shirt?
Before returning back to his own time.
I don't know what, like, is that only supposed to be some declaration that men can be macho and pink? Because I'm not buying it. I don't care if Vegeta wore a tutu, I'm not wearing it. Not happening, brother. And I think he's like one of the most macho guys in the entire series, so for me to think that he kind of just... Ooh, that's just no good.
Goku, you know you don't stand a chance against us. We've been watching you. We've seen all of your battles with our spy robots.
Oh, really?
Oops, sorry about that, guys.
Did you make sure to watch all of my battles on planet Namek?
Ooh.
There was no need. We learned all we needed to learn from your scuffles with Vegeta.
That is
You revealed
so...
powers and
That's so nearsighted.
Maybe, but you've overlooked a very important detail.
Like, you can't even pretend that that's a valuable excuse. Because even if you were meant to take that seriously, it's like, you didn't realize you didn't capture the most important part of his battle history. It's not like Namek's like a low priority. Like, this is real important stuff that they are unaware of.
All right. Why don't you both get over here, and we'll see how strong you really are.
Man, sometimes the animation just is not that good in this game. It's not their fault though, right? It's just not. So, this is where you get to fight with the heart virus, which means your health just drops the whole time, but they didn't give me any shitty moves, so this should be a whitewash. So this is actually a strat in the game you can use in the World Tournament in the higher difficulties if you have a hard time knocking people out of the ring. Just give yourself the heart virus capsule and give yourself the vaccine and just let them die to the heart virus instead of fighting them in the ring. And if you're Vegeta and you land a Final Flash, which I think you could probably give him 2 or 3 of those capsules, I think it's actually an instant win. Ooh. Not today, clown boy. Oh yeah, I think I never touched on this. There is a taunt in this game if you press all 4 buttons at once: X, Y, A, and B on the Xbox, and then square, triangle, X, and circle on the PS2. You'll do a taunt, and if it goes through, your opponent loses an entire bar of ki. It's really good after you knock them away and they can't respawn, because then it makes them lose an entire bar of ki. They have to recharge up. Otherwise, pointless. Never does you any good.
his energy. He's stealing it.
And nobody's gonna stop it. Oh, thank goodness somebody has a brain.
If anyone is going to defeat Kakarot, it's me.
This is true.
Stay out of my way, you robotic punk.
Even though you only have one more fight with him in the entire series, and then it kind of never happens again. You would think for such an integral part of the storyline they'd have a definitive battle, but they never do again. The Majin Vegeta Goku fight ends with him smashing him in the back of the head and knocking him out, and that's literally it. They never clash again in a World Tournament setting, so we don't really know who would have won between the two. And quote-unquote, it's 1-1 because Goku quote-unquote beats Vegeta the first time, and then Vegeta beats Goku the second time with a cheap shot. So it's like, you know you guys got unsettled beef. You might as well settle it.
We must become one.
And I get that Vegeta pretty much gives up that demon and just says that Goku's stronger than him. Still should have had one more fight, just for the epicness that it would have been. Instead of ending on Oob versus Vegeta or Oob versus Goku, we should have ended on Oob versus. No, scratch Oob. We don't want Oob. We should have ended on Vegeta versus Goku. We could have just ended the story mid-fight, leave it on a cliffhanger, or had that be the finish where one of them wins. I don't care who would have won, honestly.
Knowing exactly who I am. It's a pity. She can be so powerful. It's so stupid.
Right, because it's not like Cell gets away from you or anything.
A wicked omen.
With a technique that you know is coming. Like, don't try to pretend like you're intelligent, Piccolo, because you let this guy off the hook way too many times.
So, I guess I was wrong about you. You're much more powerful than
They do not fight in the plains. They fight in a city. But hey, you know what? I'm not here to just pick on that stuff, you know? Who cares about the accuracy, man? Like, it's not what we're here for. We're here for the jam-packed gameplay. What's his moveset? We have Destructive Wave and Special Beam Cannon. Let's see if we can land the Special Beam Cannon. Wow. How much health? I'd be willing to bet that a Destructive Wave full combo probably does a little bit more than that. Oh. Oh. Oh, I forgot he doesn't have an overhead. It's this dumb, stupid wind up. I don't know what that is. That's the most impractical combat move I think I've ever seen in my life.
You can call me Cell. I'm an android from the future, and I've been constructed from the cells of the strongest fighters on these planets.
I mean, don't get me wrong, he really is comprised of the strongest cells, and he does end up becoming super strong, but Cell only survives through just the absolute stupidity of the Z Warriors. Like, if there's a villain in this show that should have been stopped deader than dead, it was Cell and Majin Buu. Frieza was like the only time in the series where it was like there really wasn't anything they could have done to beat him up until Goku turned Super Saiyan. They just weren't strong enough. That's not the case with Cell. Cell gets away twice, and then the second time, he's allowed to absorb Android 18 by Vegeta. And then and he's saved by Gohan. Gohan could have just flat-foot killed him once he turned Super Saiyan 2 and instead dicked around with him. So Cell is like the character where I can't even be mad that he goes on his tirade, because they just let it happen. Like, they had ample opportunity to shut him down. They were just like, nah, let's just see where this goes.
I'm taking Gohan to train with me.
I do believe this game actually gives him all three of his transformations. But what they do that's hilarious with Cell is that they give him the same voice for all three forms, so he sounds the exact same no matter what form he's in. Oh yeah, I was going to talk about how I thought that, originally I thought that the Android Saga was garbage. But thanks to the Abridged series, I actually ended up going back and rewatching it. And I actually enjoyed it a lot, because there's just a lot of things that I didn't pick up on when the first time I watched the show. And I just thought these guys were kind of pointless filler for Cell. Because it's like, you get the androids, they build up the androids, and then you find out that it's not the right androids. And I get that, that's cool. But then it's like, oh, then there's this third secret one, the Android 16, that nobody knows about. And it's like, okay, alright. And then it's like, oh, but then there's a fourth one who's not really an android, more of a bio-machine, bioengineered organism named Cell. And he just kind of comes into the story and then overtakes it. Because I guess the androids just weren't like... the androids weren't cool enough to carry a series, I guess. But let's be realistic. Would the androids have been as epic as Cell? Probably not. I just think it's funny how they spent so much time building up the androids just for them to become an afterthought. And they do. They don't play a vital role other than just being absorption food for Cell. Am I not transformed right now? Oh, that would explain a lot. Might as well show you guys Hellzone Grenade. One of the cooler finishers in this game. Wow, hilariously enough, that's actually who he uses it on, too. Oh, thank God that was the KO. That's so cool to end the fight like that. He didn't even touch us. You know, except for the time that he hit us.
But, unlike you, my power never decreases.
But doesn't that mean their power level's stagnant, though? If it doesn't decrease, it's not like that it can infinitely increase. So they're like, how bad of a flaw is that? But it can increase, because Android 17 and Super gets stronger. So you're telling me that the 17 and Super can maintain that high level of combat indefinitely? Wouldn't that make him like one of the strongest beings in the show right now? Maybe I'm overthinking that. I know, that's kind of what I'm here for, though. I think we got enough for one more episode. Yeah, we're going to do one more part. And then I think...
Goku, you're back.
Wow, we're actually getting really close to wrapping this up. That's, like, sad.
I can feel the energy from Vegeta and Trunks. Good. So
Man, who would have thought this series was going to wrap us so fast? Sometimes I forget how fast this game is, but we have the rest of the Cell Saga, and then we have... They didn't even show how he achieved his perfect form. Nice. Guess we'll just skip all that.
I am going to hold a martial arts tournament.
I didn't know there was so many gaps in this game. The what ifs is supposed to fill in the gaps that you miss.
Did you discover something of value in the hyperbolic time chamber?
Well, if you didn't, the world's literally dead.
Yeah! You're a world champion. Hercule will crush that Cell like he's one of those field grapes.
Let's be realistic. He is the strongest person with zero ki in this show.
Be a bigger idiot.
I think he's the strongest human with zero ki, if I remember correctly. He has to be. And then it took me a long time to realize that the reality of the situation was the Cell games could have only gone the way that they did. There was no point having Cell fight anybody other than Goku and Gohan. And originally, nobody even thought it was worth it to have Gohan fight him. But I guess when you have two characters who are constantly Super Saiyan, one of them has to be the answer. And of course, it's Gohan. Because, like, what? Vegeta isn't going to fight Cell. Like, what is he going to do? Tickle him to death? We already know Trunks can't fight him.
First to go down. Well, that's really too bad. I was hoping I could save the best for last.
Yeah, I think everybody thought that.
Let's go.
You get the instant transmission. Yep. Or the warp, as they call it in this. This is one of the moves in the game that is very hard to block, and it is always worth it to go for it. But here's the deal with the Cell games that is important to know, is that the story really ramps up in difficulty now. So can we get him again with it? That we can. We just need a knockup. Easiest move in the world to hit. I'm telling you, Warp is busted. If you run 2 capsules of Warp in Super Saiyan and you can run the Kamehameha, you have one of the strongest characters in the game in Goku. By far.
You're fighting quite well, but both of our powers are decreasing. You should eat some sensu beans. That way, the match can continue to be a great one.
Also, one of the weird things is that Cell never really had any ambitions to destroy the world. I mean, he did, but he wanted to test his power.
I'm done fighting.
The only person who ever pulls it off is Kid Buu.
Cell.
And I think Shenron. Right? Somebody else blows up the world. I'm sure of it. Maybe I'm wrong. But I do know that the only person who actually pulls it off is Kid Buu.
This next round will probably be the last one of the tournament.
Oh no.
If you win it, Cell, there's no one left on this planet who can beat you.
Not even if we all ganged up on you.
Come on!
What? Don't be foolish. If you couldn't defeat Cell, what makes you think Gohan can do it?
Because Deus Ex Machina. That's
Gohan
why.
possesses incredible powers
And he's got plot armor on.
It was revealed to me for the first time in the hyperbolic time chamber.
No, it was not revealed to you the first time in the hyperbolic time chamber.
This is your chance
You
to bring
knew
peace
there was
back to
something
the
weird
world.
about Gohan. Even when it happened against Raditz, when it happened against Frieza, everybody's known he's had the power. But let's not pretend like he just randomly discovered that Gohan had untapped potential. That's the whole reason why he even took him into the hyperbolic time chamber with him in the first place, is because he knew he could pull it off.
You're a conceited child, full of nothing but fantasy.
And let's be realistic, Cell beats the shit out of Gohan up until he transforms.
You discover fear.
Some odd music, what the fuck? I never heard, I guess I never paid attention when I played this game, when I got it back when the HD finally dropped. Ooh, see, now we're getting some fights. I like it. Say it a little faster. So let's hear it one more time for the road. Oh, unless we eat one to the face. Yeah, you see how Cell pronounced that right? And he just kind of botched around and messed it up? Oh boy. Oh, the cancel! Not in my house. Oh boy, this is gonna be rough. I don't know why I thought I could cancel that while he was in mid-flight. Oh! Oh my gosh! Oh! Oh, Cell, my dude, just sticking me right in the dumpster. Oh, that is sad. I guess we were due for a loss. Yo, game lagged on me. That's what happened. Input lag. Oh, man. It is so rough to play as Gohan. I'll tell you why it's rough to play as Gohan in this game. It's because he's so small, and his moveset is so weird. Like, his secondary energy attack, the Masenko, is one of the really awkward inputs in this game, where it's almost not even worth it to go for. Wow, we knocked him out of his perfect form. Yeah, but I haven't stomach punched you yet. That doesn't count. Man, he really went hard mode on me there. That first fight was ridiculous.
Let's stop this. This senseless fighting is useless. I don't want to fight anymore.
Well, too bad.
I hate killing as much as I hate you. I'm starting to understand why Dad said that only I can defeat you. Ever since I was a child, I've had trouble controlling my temper.
Sounds
Whenever
like
I
listen
get
to this
angry,
fucking guy.
I get in fights, and I have no control over my powers. And I never stop until the other person is incapable of fighting back.
Not true.
That's why. That's why.
Not
Dad
true at
told
all,
me.
actually. I don't know where they got that from.
That was a very nice.
Because he goes berserk on Frieza and doesn't kill him. Doesn't even come close. And the minute he realized that he didn't win, he gave up. You can go watch that. He literally gives up. I mean, he kind of fights back, but you can tell that, like, that burst of energy he gets is very short. And, like, in the times against Frieza, he just kind of quits. So, no, actually, this is the first time you actually go through on it. It's okay, guys. I'm just highly critical sometimes. You know what? I'm just here to point out, like, the obvious. That's all. Like, you can call me cynical. I'm just trying to critique. That's all I'm doing. You don't like it, man? Just, you know, I know it's a 20-minute video. You don't like it? You can just go watch something else.
Stop it!
Don't do it. Stay here.
Fighting!
I need you to watch the video.
Huh? Was that you?
Hercule put him over there. Oh well. We'll give no credit where it's due.
Free your spirit as your anger rises. I know how you feel, but you can't hold back any longer.
Give your big mouth a rest, you factory recall.
I mean, I don't mean to dull the moment, but literally, the PlayStation 2 version makes this 100 times more epic. Just the music alone makes it so much better.
I can't hold it back! You guys are dead!
Alright guys, that's going to wrap it up. In the next episode, we will be crushing all the Cell Juniors. Sorry for the long episode, I totally lost track of time. But, don't worry, because we will finish up the game in the next episode. And then I'm going to show you guys some of the what-ifs. And then we're going to do the Hercules... what is it called? Like the Hercules Grand Adventure, whatever it is. Either way, thanks for watching, guys. Be sure to leave comments, suggestions down below. Anything that you think I've been wrong on. Like I said, I'm always open to critique and criticism. Appreciate it, you guys. Have a fantastic day, and I'll see you guys in the next episode.